Joining us now to talk more about the movies of the week is film critic Richard Crouse. Richard, thanks for being here as always.
Thanks for having me.
Now, first up, we have Civil War, set in a dystopian future America. Tell us about this.
Yeah, this is the rare anti-war film that manages to somehow, pardon me, contain scenes of war that are visceral, that are alive, that jump off the screen, but still remains in an anti-war film. Doesn't glamorize it or make it seem like more than it is. Directed by Alex Garland, Civil War is the story. Maybe set 2 weeks from now, 2 months from now, 2 years from now, somewhere in the near future, about a deeply polarized United States, and civil war has broken out. We follow a team of journalists, photojournalists, and writers as they try and make it from New York City to D.C. to get what they say is the big story, the last big story, which is an interview with the president. And it's essentially a road trip through this dystopian landscape that the United States has turned into in the light of this war. And this is a very powerful movie. It's not a horror movie by any means. There's nothing supernatural about it. There's no monsters. But the idea of a complete societal collapse as portrayed here is haunting and will stay with you for some time. Director Alex Garland has made a film that is bound to be controversial. I think it is bound to create a lot of conversation, but I think people will find it very interesting. And I gave Civil War, now playing in theaters, 4 out of 5 stars.
Ooh. All right, next up we have Sting. Is that about the singer?
No, it's not about the singer. It's about a giant spider, which is for some reason named Sting. This is the story of a spider who comes to Earth as part of a meteorite, lands in an apartment building in Brooklyn, is befriended by a young girl named Charlotte, who brings it home as a pet. And everything is going swimmingly until it starts to grow and grow and grow and develop a taste for human blood. And so this is a creature feature, absolutely, a giant spider movie. And the idea of a spider crawling into your mouth will never not be scary. So there's that, and that stuff works really well. But what also works really well here is the story of Charlotte's family. She is kind of estranged from her blended family when we first meet her. She doesn't like her new baby brother. Her stepdad kind of ignores her. But as the danger increases, her relationship changes with her family. And that kind of anchors the frankly silly goings-on of the rest of the movie. It's called Sting. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars, and it's in theaters this weekend.
All right. And finally, we have Damaged, a new action thriller. What can you tell us?
This one is on VOD, and it stars Samuel L. Jackson as a Chicago detective who is called to investigate a crime in Scotland after some bodies are found that have been killed in kind of a ritualistic way, very similar to a case that he had investigated 5 years previously in Chicago. So when he lands in Scotland, he works with the Scottish police. There are some twists and turns. Eventually, his former partner shows up, played by Vincent Cassel, to shed some light on what's actually going on here. Won't tell you anything more about it than this. It's always fun seeing Samuel L. Jackson in a movie like this. He elevates everything that he's in. He's even got a great riff on the Pulp Fiction Ezekiel speech that he delivers here. It's a little toned down, but it's a lot of fun to hear. But other than that, the movie relies on cliches, and it's kind of too bad because it feels like it should be a big screen movie, but I think it's probably appropriate. It's playing on VOD because it feels more like episodic television than a big budget motion picture. So I give it 2.5 out of 5 stars, and it's on VOD this weekend.
All right, Richard Crouse, film critic, thank you for being here. Great to see you as always.
Thanks for having me.